Hello there, it's the Archivist from tradingcardarchives.com, and I am here today on my birthday. It's my actual birthday when I'm filming this, although I don't think I'm going to post it until Monday, so you'll see it a little bit later. But I am filming it on my birthday, so theoretically these should be the luckiest pulls of the year. I don't know if that's how that actually works, but we're going to find out. But before we get into the boxes, and I picked out a bunch of like very cool boxes, including some I just got today. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But before we do that, let's open some mail because a little bit of mail got here this morning too, and so this counts as birthday mail. Even though I don't think it's not really a gift. It's just it's things I ordered. Well, we're gonna take a look at it here. Okay, it's 3 boxes. I honestly can't remember. I really cannot remember what I ordered here. This must come from AliExpress. Looks like Harry Potter, maybe? Oh, okay, yeah. So this is the newest Harry Potter set from Kaio. So this just came out, and I had been avoiding their Harry Potter sets for a while. They make quite a few of them. They've been making these for like 3 or 4 years. But this one's interesting because it includes drawn art. Like, I don't want to say original art, but at least it's not just movie cards, right? There will be some movie cards, but there is also artwork kind of inspired by the franchise here, which I think is going to make these cards a lot more interesting than just typical movie cards. Still, I'm not going to open that on my birthday. I'm going to save that one. And then next up is something. Oh man, okay, I forgot I had ordered this too. Uh, oh God, how do you explain what this is? This is a card fun, officially licensed trading card set based off the manhwa, which is like a Chinese comic book for the Falling Merman. So you can kind of see the name there, the Falling Merman or Mermen, right? And so these are as Silver Tree calls them, fish people, but they are in fact mermen, half mermaid, half fish, half human, basically. And it's a whole comic. This comic is wild. When we get into talking about this, I'll try to explain it a little bit, although I don't know if I could do it justice. Maybe I'll get ChatGPT to help. But yeah, this thing is crazy, and I have attempted to order this 8 times, I think about 8 times over 2 years, and it never gotten here. And I was never sure if it was like because there are some aspects to this manhwa that are a bit out there. And so I thought maybe like the Chinese vendors didn't want Westerners to see this or something. I don't know, but they just would never send it to me. But finally, I got a copy for myself, and honestly, I can't wait to open this. But still, I'm not going to do that on my birthday either, just because that's the whole thing I've got to do a little research on. And then our last thing is just a big pack of cards here. These are Cabal. Oh wow. Okay, so these might actually be licensed. These are Dragon Ball Z cards from Cabal. I didn't realize they were from Cabal. But being that they're very likely are actually licensed cards, which is kind of crazy actually. But it's a 2-in-1 box. Dragon Ball cards. Mostly I was just running out of Dragon Ball cards and had to get more. Okay, now let's get on to the birthday boxes. So I picked out a bunch of stuff that I want to open up on my birthday, like a lot. Now the problem is I probably can't open all of it, but we're gonna start. Let's start with Gundam. So everybody knows I love Gundam. It's one of my favorite series. It's just like conceptually very interesting. I love the robot artwork, the giant mechs that they ride around in, the Gundams, if you will. And this is Gundam LeCard. So this is a box I had already opened, so I've already opened the box topper from it. But I figured what we could do is maybe do like 3 packs of this just to kind of warm us up, because there's a lot coming. Don't worry, this is going to be one of those really wild mixer videos where we mix in a ton of crazy stuff, but all super cool, I promise you. And some things I don't think you might even know exist. At least one of these, I didn't. I'm telling you, I didn't know this existed until this morning. So uh, that should tell you something. And so yeah, this is LeCard's Gundam Series 3. So these are the Series 3 cards. There's an SSR of an Age 2 and a UR Cyberpunk version. They all say that on there. I don't know why. They all say that. This set has some crazy chase cards, a lot of like numbered cards, different crazy designs, die-cast cards, some layered cards. They look kind of like Switches, Nintendo Switches, which just seems weird, but I'm telling you, that's exactly what they look like. We got a GN03 here, the Claw Gundam. The Claw! And then another UR. So far, these have been, these are just base packs that I've pulled. So I have not pulled anything great yet. But again, this is just our warm-up. And, you know, it is my birthday, so we should get something good, but we'll find out here. Looks like not much. An SSR, and then we did get a BDG. The BDG cards are nice. I mean, they look cool and everything, but they're not the craziest designs that you can get from this set. Still, if we're going to keep something on the table, probably that will stay on the table, so we'll put that right there. And then the rest of these I will move just to make some room here. Start a little birthday bin. And then where to next? I mean, we have a lot that we could do. Why don't we go big to get started, and we'll do another Rambo box. So I only have 2 of these. I only had 2 Rambo boxes. The last one that I opened was pretty amazing. Actually, let me show you, because it's pretty cool if you haven't seen it yet. But the last box I opened, because these include 1 card and 1 pack, I got a 9 of 10. So this card is serialized to 10. And then this is the keepsake. So inside here will be 1 of these and then a pack of cards. Inside this was actually a 1 of 1 relic. So that is the top relic that you can get. I think the only better relic than that would maybe be if you got, like, it would be the same relic, but it would be like a piece of the wood from the gun or something, because that's just from the shoulder strap, right? So the only way to make that card better is to just get a better relic, but it would be the same basic card otherwise. But here, we're going to open up another box of these. See what we can get this time. And there, I'm telling you, that is super lucky to get that 1 of 1 like that, because I've watched a lot of people open these and get up 50s and things like that in their keepsake card, which is probably what we'll get this time, because there's like no way we're gonna get 2 1 of 1s even on my birthday. That's just too much. But here we go. And so yeah, that's what is in there. And so yeah, that's what will be in every single box. And then inside here will be a pack and a relic. I'm not going to look at the relic yet. We'll put that right there. But here's our pack. I know it's weird to have a product like this where you just get like 1 card, basically 1 card and 1 pack in the box. But this is pretty common from Super Break Sports, really high-end sets. So their keepsake edition sets like that are just extremely high end. They're very expensive too. So these sets are about $160 each. So we got a John Rambo there. And they're all going to be mostly John Rambo, but well, that's not true. There will be a lot that aren't. And we got Sam below here. There's a Rambo again. And I'm checking for numbered cards, but nothing yet. Another Rambo here. That is Sam. And then we got Musa. Musa. So sorry, in one of the Rambo movies, I can't remember them all. I haven't seen them in a long, long time. But in one of them, they go to Afghanistan, I remember. So this is crazy. It's got like fireworks on it. Oh, it's 2 out of 100. Okay. So I think that's the same card, just with a slightly different treatment. Let me look at my other one again. Because yeah, here's the, oh, this one has like an oily foil on it. But it is like the same exact card design, right? This one's just got little fireworks, this one's got oily foil, and then that's out of 10, and that's out of 100. So very interesting to get like two parallels of that card that are both low numbered like that. And now for our relic, yes, we did not do quite as well this time. We got an out of 50, still a good card. It's basically a poster for First Blood Part 2, and that is 46 out of 50. It says relic, but I don't... Oh, there is a relic in here. It's inside the name there. Is probably one of these shirts or backpack material. Okay. Well, you know, not bad, not bad. It's hard to top the one of one. You're just not going to be able to. But still, like, these cases are so cool too. They got like little lights inside of them, like little jeweler case. Very nice product here from Super Break Sports again. Now, where should we go next? How about we go completely different? like just let's go completely wild. How about some Minecraft? These are real So I know I've opened a lot of Minecraft cards on here, and I always have to say they're not the Panini ones. Don't freak out. These are actually the Panini Minecraft cards. So I actually did buy a, you know, what's called a mega box of those. And again, I'm not going to open all of these today, but I'll do 4 packs or something. We'll see what we can get. I don't think these are as crazy popular as they were. What, like 4 or 5 months ago? These things were so popular. Like everybody was opening them, and they were going for like hundreds of dollars for some of the cards. But I think a lot of that has tampered down now. Oop. There's our packs. They all had 6 cards written right on them. And so what I'll do here is we'll take the bottom 2 and the top 2. We'll do 4 of these right now. The rest I'll just kind of save. And since this is my birthday, right, I can do whatever I want, basically, especially in this video. So if it turns out these are super cool, I might open some more. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to see them. And so what I did is this morning, before I went on my sort of daily hike, I drove up to Burbank Cards, which is a, oh, these must be the backs. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, it's like, okay, greetings from Stony Shores. Okay, got it. So these are like some sort of parallel version of the card, I guess. But yeah, I went up to Burbank Sportscards, which is this giant store up in Burbank, obviously. It's about a 40-minute drive from my house. They used to only have a pretty big store, but they actually bought, or I guess leased, an old Rite Aid. And so you can tell it's a Rite Aid because it still has like drive-through pharmacy and stuff written on the sign. But they moved their store into this like giant Rite Aid, and they have a basketball court in there. They have all their stands with all their slabbed cards. They have like a whole area where you can look at their dollar boxes in, and it's just like hundreds of boxes. But they also expanded their non-sports quite a bit. And so they were always probably one of the biggest sports card retailers in America. I keep looking for numbered cards. I'm not getting them. But they had some non-sports before, but they've really expanded that with this shop. And so you go in there now, and they have like all the different Star Wars sets, and obviously they had all the Minecraft sets. They had lots of Marvel, a lot of cool stuff. So I picked up a few boxes while I was there, including, like I say, one box that I had never seen before and didn't know existed until today. It was really expensive too. We'll get to that one kind of last. I'm pretty excited for it. So here's a forest. So these are, I guess, the different biomes in Minecraft. I probably don't need to sleeve all of these, but I just figure like might as well until I understand the set a little better at least. I don't know if this is actually any better than the cards that we were getting from the non-licensed sets. They seem okay, but nothing too crazy here so far. I guess we're looking for like Ender Dragon, a numbered Ender Dragon, or something like that. I think those are the really big cards. I remember when these first came out, they were kind of so popular that people from Europe who weren't able to buy these as easily as we could would be asking me to like help them bid on cards on eBay. There's an achievement, the deep end. I guess it talks about what that achievement is. It's an interesting set of cards. I don't know. I watched the Minecraft movie the other day, and that was not the best movie. And I played a lot of Minecraft, so I kind of like I got all the references and stuff, or I guess most of the references, but I just was not very impressed with that film. Not the best. Well, interesting. And these are Panini cards. So Panini's been in a rough spot these past few years. They've just been losing licenses left and right. They lost the WWE license, of course. They lost the Marvel license. Or no, they didn't have Marvel. Upper Deck had that. But yeah, Panini's been losing licenses, and so it's having them make a set like this where it's a nice non-sports set again. This is good to see from them, I think. Although I don't know what they're gonna do from here. They should do another Warhammer set. Warhammer Dark Galaxy from Panini, one of the best Warhammer trading card sets ever made. I had so much of that back in the early days. I don't have any left, unfortunately, but it was a very fun set, I thought. So, Minecraft. We got the glow squid. Glow squid there, and a spider. So no numbered cards or anything yet, but still I think we did pretty good here. What would be then the thing, if we're going to keep something from this? Well, I guess we'll keep that llama. And the villager. There we go. We'll keep the villager and the llama. They stay. Everything else goes. Okay, we have more packs of that to open, but yeah, I wasn't that impressed. So we'll move right along here. And let's get to something that maybe will be a little bit more impressive. Or actually, yeah, let's do this. We'll do this next, and then we'll do... I have a lot of like cool boxes over here. So this is another one I picked up at Burbank Sportscards today. Again, not a sports set, but this is the latest Marvel set. And what's interesting is from Topps. And so I was kind of talking about that earlier, but Upper Deck had the Marvel license for like 10 years, and they were making so many sets, and they would make annual sets, and a set for every show, a set for every movie, but they just weren't the best sets. Like I had some of their movie sets, and they were just like really kind of bad. I was not very impressed with what Upper Deck was doing with the Marvel license. The annual sets were okay, and I do like their Infinity, their like classic stuff, but still they weren't doing any like really high-end products. And so when Topps got the license, the first thing they did is make this insanely high-end product. And so hobby boxes of this cost, well, the ones at Burbank were about $780, so almost $800 for the hobby version of this. The blaster version, which I have here, which is going to be lower end packs, you won't have as good of odds in these packs as you do in the hobby packs. These are $60 each. So that gives you some idea of just how kind of high end this set is compared to anything Upper Deck was doing. Like an entire hobby box of Upper Deck would be, $60. Like that's like their top end product, and that's the base for Topps. So we'll see what Topps can do in the long run. But this is a Chrome series. So this, they make Chrome for Star Wars. They make, of course, Chrome for all their sports series. But now this is the first one I've seen where it's Marvel. They have a Disney Chrome too, which they didn't have there. If they had had Disney Chrome there, I probably would have picked that up. Samurai Venom, oh, amazing. And so that's a refractor. So you can tell it's a refractor because it kind of has like a rainbow reflection to it. Oh, and it says refractor right there. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Kind of a cool card. But I think you really need to pull probably the sketch cards and things to get thousands of dollars from these boxes. But obviously, like with boxes selling for as much as these do, there are cards out there that can be worth, literally thousands of dollars from this set. Although it's unlikely that you'll pull them from a blaster the way I'm trying today. Molecule Man. Got some deep cuts here. Some real deep cuts. Cable, that's not quite that deep of a cut. And then we got one of the Iron Man cards. So there'll be one of these in every blaster box. So they're not super rare or anything like that. But still, a nice card. We didn't get a parallel or anything, so it's just the base. But still pretty nice. And hang on, I need to pause 1 second because I gotta clean up a little bit and I need to turn the air conditioner off because it's really cold in here. I'm like freezing to death. I'll be right back. All right, and I am back. Hopefully can warm up a little bit. It's a weird thing to say because it's like 85 degrees outside or something. But our AC is blowing like right above my head, so I had to shut that off for a second. We'll keep going here with Topps Chrome 2025. Again, the first Chrome set that Topps made for Marvel since getting the license back. There's She-Hulk. They're nice cards. I think the Chrome design is okay, but I think the framing on it is a little big. But it's just the way that it can be sometimes. Kingpin, and then we got some parallel here. This is like a wave refractor, I suspect. A Black Cat, and it doesn't say it doesn't say what kind of refractor it is, but I assume that's the one that comes in the blasters. Because it's not a numbered card. And again, this blaster is $60, so we really need to pull like a 50 card or something in order to make that back. But it's just, that's not likely to happen, right? Especially with Western cards, it's just very, very, very challenging, I think, to get like an actual really rare card from a blaster, especially. Here is Blink. Quicksilver. Why is like every single card flipped over in this pack? That's weird. Molecule Man again. That's our second Molecule Man. And then we got a Ronin. Ronin, Avengers 20 years. New Avengers 20 years, sorry. Not old Avengers, the new Avengers. There's a Ronin. We'll keep going here. I think I'll just finish this blaster out just so that I don't have a couple packs laying around. And then we'll get to, yeah, I've got a few more interesting things to open here today. I don't know, we might go for a long time or not. Really depends on how I'm feeling. But I have quite a bit over there yet. This Man Thing. Gamora. Namor. Love it. Such a very creative superhero there. And then we have Shang-Chi Marvel Icons. Marvel Icons Refractor. I mean, for a blaster box, we got like a great mix of cards so far. I think like we didn't only get base, we got some inserts. We still have 2 packs left. Yeah, I'm looking at this and pretty happy with this set so far. I bet this would be like a great set to try and complete. Like I'm not going to do it because God, that would be so much money. But I suspect that if you did, it would be very satisfying and probably like you would make your money back in time if you bought enough of it. You'd have to probably buy a lot of it though. Typhoid Mary. and remember, you're buying this at nearly $800. There's a X-Men giant size anniversary card. Well, I mean, the card is a normal size card. I think the thing was those comics were like very big. I kind of remember that. Or maybe the X-Men themselves were giant size? No, that's probably not it. All right, last pack here of Marvel. We got a Mockingbird. We got a Thanos! Yes! Thanos is my favorite character, so I like getting Thanos. Even though I know that's not going to be not like a fancy Thanos or anything. Still cool. Then we got a Beast. And then a Sentinel for our second sort of wave parallels. These are the blaster parallels again. All right, well, man, I definitely don't think we made our money back on that. I'm pretty sure not. But still fun set to open, and now I've got some interesting new Marvel cards. And plus I know what this set looks like now, which is pretty cool because I hadn't seen this set yet, and I was always tempted. Like every time I saw a blaster somewhere, I was always tempted to pick one up, but they're so expensive at like $60, $70 sometimes, depending on the store, that I just couldn't justify it. But as soon as when it was my birthday, I was like, oh well, for my birthday I can do this. I'm pretty sure. And I mean, I did do it, so I definitely could do it. Should I have done it? I don't know. That's it's always a big question. All right, let's go do something else then. Yeah, we're just kind of rolling through birthday cards here. But let's do another Super Break product. So this one is Pirates. Yes, I love Pirates. I do. I have so many pirate cards from Richard Parks, and anyone who will make a pirate set, I will buy your pirate set. So it's just blanket offer. If you make one, I'll probably buy it. And so Super Break Sports has made a Pieces of the Past pirate set, which is this is going to be that 4-packs format, 4 cards per pack, and there'll be 1 relic in every pack, and you're just looking for higher tier relics basically, because everyone who's opening these is pulling relics, so your average relic from this set is not going to be worth a whole lot of money, but you're looking for triple relics, quad relics, anything serialized, and then when we see a relic, I'll explain a little bit more, but there's also like different qualities of relics themselves, right? Okay, so our first one is Henry Avery. Nice looking cards. I'd watched Tripolic, another YouTuber who opens a lot of these types of history cards like this. He opened a set of these, and there were like all these George Washington cards in it. And he and I were talking because we were like, oh, there's Thomas Jefferson, another one where I'm like, is this really, I don't know if they really count as pirates. But if you go back and you look at the history, there is, something to be said for, well, Christopher Columbus, that's a really tough one. But there's something to be said for like revolutionary people being pirates. So here's a triple relic. That's honestly like a really good hit, I would say. to get us started here. Although now I can talk a little bit about the quality of the relic itself. And so you can see this relic is not terrible. I would call it like mid-tier. Now, a bad relic is going to have just white, right? Because if you think about what this relic is Super Break Sports bought, you know, like a page of a journal from one of these people, or a newspaper article, or maybe the sign posted for their capture or something like that, right? And they bought one of those original documents, and then they cut it into little squares, and they put the squares in every card. Now, if you think about a piece of paper, the margins are mostly white, right? Some people get those margins. So if you get a relic that has a margin piece on it, it'll just be white. And that's like, that's a bad relic. Now, a good relic has a lot of writing on it, like these ones. And depending on the subjects, I guess the subjects be easier to see on the back. Christopher Cortez. Okay, so these are like conquistador type people on this one. That's a sketchy one. But you're looking for handwriting. So if you can get a relic that is handwritten, and then even better if it's like a letter and you can get a piece of the signature or the entire signature, that's a really good relic. So that when we're talking about, you know, relic cards and things, that's what we're really looking for in those. So here's Blackbeard. And there is John Cabot again. I wonder if they'll have my man. Oh, our flag means that I forgot his name already. I'm sorry. Okay, Thomas Jefferson here as a pirate, no less. Which I don't know if that's true or not. Then we have, what is that? Julius Caesar? I think it is Julius Caesar, but it is some writing, so that's handwritten. So that is kind of cool. This is a Julius Caesar relic, and I mean, I would buy that. That looks like Roman paper to me, at least. Roman era. We're gonna need a big sleeve for this card. This card is big. There we go. And the Julius Caesar relic there. It's weird that relic was bigger than that one, but I guess. I don't know. It's so many of these though right now, so we need to open some here. So there is. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. That is a tough one to pronounce. We'll put the relics up here. And then we got Ferdinand Magellan. These are a lot of just explorers and things. Not all of these are actually pirates, I would say. So here's a 250. So that's cool. A 250 Pirates card. And then we got a Samuel Adams with some more handwriting. So that's nice. I like the more handwritten verse. I suppose we're probably going to need the fifth sleeve again here. Verse printed. Like the alternative here would be to get like a newspaper clipping or something related to Samuel Adams, but this is at least, you know, something written down. So those two are actually, all three of those are like pretty good relics, but I think these two are probably the best of the two. But none of them count as pirates in my mind yet. Like those aren't, like they're pirate adjacent maybe, but they're not actually pirates yet. So here's Sir Francis Drake, a privateer. Here's the George Washington. And George Washington, we agreed, it could actually count as a pirate commander, at least. He very likely never acted as a pirate himself. He definitely used privateers, and privateers are a type of pirate, so that does make some sense. And our last relic is a duel, and those are pirates. Yay, we got Vane and Blackbeard. Charles Vane and Blackbeard. Two good pirates, but maybe not the best relics, but still actual pirates. So gotta take our wins when we can get them. That's an interesting set. That was like kind of neat. I guess I hadn't I don't know what I was expecting from that one, but yeah, super interesting, I would say. Um, and then if we're going to keep one of these relics on the table, I guess we keep probably that one, and we'll keep the numbered card. Yeah. Cool, cool. And you know, I was going to move on then to sort of the final part of this, but actually, because it is my birthday, I am allowed to do what I want. I'm going to actually do another, I'm going to do another box here. I am going to do, yeah, this right here. So I'm going to do this silver box because I don't understand why it's silver. It's like a slightly different size. But otherwise, it seems to be exactly the same set. So this is Pieces of the Past 1700s edition, and it's 2024. So like they're both the same, right? I think they're both the same at least. But I have so many of these boxes that are black. I only have one that's silver like this. So again, I don't know if that's really means anything or if it was just they had multiple print runs. It's probably just print runs. But let's check it out because I'm curious to see what it'll be. And plus, being a 1700s edition, that'll be some older relics, 100 years older than the 1800s edition. The packs are black, so yeah, it's definitely just this. This box was just kind of a strange box, I guess. But that's okay. Let's check it out. Wow, that pack got really well sealed. That's great. That's kind of crazy how sealed up that pack got. Yeah, let's open this up and see what we can get. And so this is 1700s edition, and the cards do have a protective film on them. So if they look like a little foggy and stuff, it's because they have that protected film. And I'm not going to try and remove it right now. But here's our... I am not going to attempt to pronounce all of these names, but I'll show them to you. That's interesting. That is pop art of Calico Jack. Okay, so that's a pirate. What do you know? 1700s. I guess that makes sense. That would be when piracy was sort of at its peak. And then we have King George II of Great Britain. And so that is a relic of King George II. I forgot all these single relics are really thick. Go. I promise there's if you're not into the history stuff or whatever, that's okay. But it's my birthday and I get to open what I want on my birthday. So that's why we're opening these, because I do like these. But we will get to some stuff that I think everybody will like right after this. And also stuff I like. I wouldn't have bought it otherwise, especially for how much I had to pay. Oh, there he is, Stede Bonnet. Ooh, the Gentleman Pirate. That's epic. Okay, yeah, Stede Bonnet. I have a huge collection of Stede Bonnet cards. Like, probably way too many. King Frederick the Great. And then we have Joseph Haydn. Just a tiny bit of writing there. Not a lot, but still, it is writing, so that's a good relic. You know, that one's not written, so not quite as nice. And still, we've got no like serialized. Well, I guess that was serialized, but no serialized relics yet, and no quad relics. Quad relics are really the big game here. Oh, we got a die cut. Ovalosity, they call it. It's Catherine the Great on her Ovalosity card. And then another pop art. And this is Black Bart Roberts on the pop art. And then this will be a 250, I would guess. Yes, 250, James Watt. And then this relic got a little bit destroyed, or at least the film is. But I guess, yeah, that's fine. No, the card itself got a little bit damaged. This card definitely went through the ringer. Not much we can do about that. This is James Oglethorpe with a nice relic, but a little bit of a damaged card. So, which again, I don't understand why this box was a different color, but maybe the damage we see there is indicative of that. Maybe, I don't really know. Jane Austen. Jane Austen, a writer. James Madison, not a writer. Well, kind of a writer. Sort of a writer. He wrote things. And we're out of sleeves. Okay, I figured that would happen. I need to pause again because I gotta go get some sleeves out of my case. I'll be right back. All right, now I'm back, so we can continue here. Let's put that down. It looks like it is probably a quad relic, so good pull. And let's see what we got. We got it is a quad. And handwriting on all 4 pieces. That's not bad at all. And these are, what was that card like? Oh, it's the film on it, I guess. Okay, well, I'm not going to remove the film right now. But yeah, that's amazing. That's composers. So Bach, Beethoven, Handel, and Mozart. So that's 4 composers with handwritten relic. That's, yeah, that's really good. That's a very good pull, I would say. All right, let's keep that on the table, and then we'll move the rest of these off here. We'll keep. Just like that. Okay, now we'll move to, I promise, I think the last section of the birthday video here. God, I need my roller. Okay, let me show you what I got, because you're gonna love this. So it's alien themed. So I had this for a long time. So this is the alien set, one of the alien sets I knew about. I know about this one. I knew about the Alien 3 set that Upper Deck produced, and then I knew about the very, very old, like super classic alien set with this one, like the original one from the movie, right? So I have some packs of that, but they're all sealed up like this. This set I've opened many times, and so what we're going to do is open maybe just a couple packs of this, just to kind of remind us what these look like, because this is from a company called Inkworks. And what's cool about this set is it includes sort of all 4 of the main Alien movies, including Alien Resurrection, which is a movie that doesn't get as much love as I think it should. It's one of my favorites. Now, the other thing we have that I've had for a really long time is an Alien Hit Parade. So Hit Parade is a repack product, sort of like everything Super Break Sports does. Well, not everything, but they do a lot of repack products. But Hit Parade is Dave and Adam's Card Store's repack brand. And so what this was an Alien series where they produced 50 of these boxes, each one hand numbered, right? This is the 50th box, the last one. I bought this a long time ago too, like over 2 years ago. I've opened 2 of these. And sorry, one other one, so 2 total. And the other one I got a Alien 3 Morse. So Danny Webb is the actor. He had autographed the card. It was worth $6, so not a great autograph. But we're going to open this after our alien cards today, kind of the last thing we're going to do. Because the other thing I have is this. So this is what I didn't know existed. I don't know how I'd missed this. It's super rare is the main reason I missed it. But David Adams Card Store had 2 boxes of this. And as I was leaving, I was like, I should have bought the other box. I might go back and buy it. I don't know. Maybe. It depends on how good these are. But they had 2 boxes there. They were selling them for $299, which that sounds like a lot, right? On eBay, these sell for about $420, right? So you can just like, I could just flip this on eBay for $100 right now. I'm not gonna because I want to open it. Because this like Alien Resurrection is a good Alien movie, right? Aliens is kind of like the best Alien movie, in my opinion. So we're gonna open that today. Probably we can't open all the cards, but we'll open probably half of that box, and I might just keep going. I don't know. We'll see. We're at 45 minutes already, so I can't do like a 2-hour video. That would be right. I can't. That would be great. I can't do that. But first we'll go here. So this is the Alien Legacy set. Sorry, from Inkworks. Now there's no not really any chase cards or anything like that in this set. Sort of all the cards are created kind of equal. But they do look nice, and they do cover all the movies, so that's a good scene. Well, there's the Alien Queen, looking like a Tyrannosaurus. Lucifer descending. Picking up a Marine. It's one of the clones from the 4th movie. And then we got not a sketch, but just kind of the Art of Alien is kind of a mini series they did here. And this one has a drawing. Now we'll open one more pack. Actually, when I said there's no chase cards, that's wrong. There actually is one chase card in this set, and it's this sort of acid blood card. It's weird, but it's just like a card that looks like it was splashed with acid blood. And honestly, that card is, I think, like a 1 in 300 pull or something like that. It is a very rare pull rate. So there's a... Oh, and that's the art card too, isn't it? Yeah, that's the Art of Alien. Oh, wow. It's like, because that doesn't look like a movie still. But yeah, that's the art card. But again, these are not sketches. They're just printed art. And this, man, the cast in that movie was so crazy. Ooh, scary. Very scary. And there's the baby, Ripley's baby, from the 4th movie again. And so I will move these to the side here. And then we'll keep these 2 art cards for now, although I don't know. We're going to probably have to clean the table here in a little bit, because actually, let's do that now. So let's clear out maybe half of our cards here, just to give us a little bit more space for more alien cards. We can leave that one. I said alien, but I meant aliens, because we're going to open up now aliens. So let's crack this box. And super rare product. That's kind of why I just didn't know it existed. Also, I guess missed it when it first came out, because this was printed in 2018. So this set actually has, a full set of sketch cards, all kinds of autographs you can kind of see here. No relics, so they don't have relics from the movie, but still, the chance of getting, a sketch or auto is very, very cool. So we're going to start with half, and then if we do well, I'll keep going, and if it's getting boring, I'll just kind of stop. Again, it's my birthday. I can do what I want. But yeah, this is Aliens. So there should be 2 hits in this box. So this kind of had a guaranteed distribution. We should find one like sort of Weyland-Yutani ID card, I guess, printed on PVC. And then we should find an autograph. So here's get on the ready line, Marine. Oh, and there's our Weyland-Yutani right there. First pack. Oh, it's a Ripley, but it's not an autographed one. I was like, is it going to be the big? No, it's not the big. So these cards would be considered sort of one of the big hits. Now, some of them have autographs on them. And so if you can get the autographed version of this particular card with Ripley, that can be worth $2,500, like a lot of money, right? But the one without the autograph, not so much. So we'll put that right there. I'll go check. I'll just go check how much that's worth. I don't think it's worth a whole lot, but I'll be right back. Yeah, so that is about a $10 card. So not the greatest, but still, it technically it's one of our hits from the box, so we should be happy. So here we go with 17 days. And these base cards are going to be mostly just kind of telling the story of Alien. Did we just pull the sketch? I think we just pulled a sketch too. Okay, Jesus Christ. Wow. So there's our 2 hits from the box. This is a 1-of-1 sketch card from John Mangini. And it's a color sketch, which I think is very cool. It shows kind of an alien going through the roof structure. Now I'm gonna go check the value of that, although I'm guessing again it's probably not the biggest hit, but it depends on the artist and everything. So I'll be right back. And I mean, honestly, his sketches seem to go for about $100. So you know, could be a good value card there. Although I really like with sketch cards, it all depends on finding a buyer that wants that particular image, because they are all original cards. Every single one is unique. But man, pulling both of the hits from the top 2 packs is rough, because that means, you know, there's inserts and things to look for, but we're pretty much cleaned out this box already and just sort of just started. And didn't even get close to making the money back. So, you know, Birthday Mojo didn't pay off this year. But yeah, I had to try. I felt like I had to try. I saw it then. I'm just like, it's Alien. I need to try. And I did try. So yeah, I feel okay about it. Here is a nice bishop card. And then we have a movie poster. A little bit of metal on it there. Locked and Loaded. Oh, these cards are going through the different guns, I guess, and things that they made. I think there's cards that feature the weapons, and then cards that feature the vehicles from the movie. If you remember, the Aliens movie had a few different iconic vehicles and weapons in it. And especially that second one had some very iconic weapons. There she is with Newt. Ripley has to kind of rescue this little girl in the second movie. Oh, we got one of the parallels. So the parallel system in this set is based on these kind of blood splatters. And so this one with the green blood splatter, I thought was numbered, but I guess I'm wrong about that. But it's definitely a more rare parallel. So this is pretty rare, I think. Put that up here. Keep going. Such an iconic movie. I don't know. I probably can't watch it again now. I think we just watched this a little while ago, but I do enjoy watching this movie. I don't know if that's true. I always like the idea of watching it, but I think I actually get kind of bored about it like halfway through usually, because I like know exactly what's going to happen and everything. Go to blast off and nuke them from orbit. All right, then we got a Colonial Marines card. So there's cards for all the different Colonial Marines. This was the he was like the scaredy pants, like the weakest of them, I think. that particular Marine. How do you feel? It's not secure. Remember, in this movie, they had to like convince Ripley to go back. She really didn't want to go back. She was like, I know what those aliens do. I don't want to have to go face them again. But she did go back. And then she ended up having to face them again. And that was not a great day for her. Kind of an understatement, but yeah. Can I dream? We ain't going nowhere. I usually don't like movie cards at all, but in the case of a movie like this, I'll pick it up. It's like one of the few cases where I'll be like, yep, that one I will get. I hope you're right. I really do. We'll do 2 more packs, and then, yeah, I think we're going to stop, just because, like I said, we already kind of pulled the 2 big hits from that box, so the rest of it will just be these kind of movie cards for the most part. Unless there's 3 hits in that box, but there won't be. We still have that Hit Parade box, which that definitely will have an autograph in it at the very least. And maybe I'll open the pack from that one, because I've already got the other pack. So it should have like an auto and a pack inside of it. Here's another one of those alien blood splattered cards. Very cool. Airhead. That's that scene where Bishop is freaking them out in the mess hall by moving the knife really fast. All right, and then our last pack of aliens. Which again, kind of a crazy set. I guess I just really never knew that it existed until now. And now that I do, I'm like pretty happy about it. But also kind of sad that my box didn't have, you know, a $2,000 card in it. But it's like never gonna happen. So you really gotta be a bit understanding. There's the look into my eye. I love that. And that is the Narcissist, one of their shuttles. Well, there goes our salvage, guys. Yep. And there's our last one for today. Okay, so that was fun. That was interesting, at least. I don't know. I probably won't buy the other box now. I was like, if I had pulled a big card, I might have gone back. But I think, yeah, I think without that, I'm not going to do it. Not for that much. But we can still open this up, because this is something that I've had it on the shelf for so long, and I kept meaning to open it, but just never got around to it. And I figure, you know, it's my birthday. Might as well crack it open and see what we can get. So Hit Parade makes all kinds of these sort of blind box repack kind of products like this, where they go out and they buy a bunch of cards or memorabilia, and then they have, you know, them all different price points, and they'll put them in the boxes. And so you can open one of these and get, you know, pretty bad card. Like my last one, I got like a $6 card from it. But there also could be $1,000 cards in here, theoretically, right? Although we would have to get pretty lucky to pull one of those. But there's their ad, Hit Parade. And then yeah, we'll have a pack in it. And let's see what we got for our actual card here. We did get an auto, and we got a stasis signature of Lambert. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Veronica Cartwright. Lambert. So yeah, a stasis signature of Lambert. Very cool. All right, so it is a sticker signature, but still, this could. I'm thinking maybe worth more than $6, but I don't know. Let me go take a look, and I'll be right back. Okay. All right, and I'm back, and it is $30. So not an insane card or anything like that, but yeah, still, you gotta take what we can get because I mean you don't really have a choice. And then, yeah, let's clear this table and we'll open up this last pack here just because I'm kind of curious and I don't think I would ever use those packs for anything else. And I already have another one anyway, so why don't we open that one? And it is my birthday. Just for today. It's not gonna last forever, but you know, for today it is. So yeah, let's do it. Oh, I put that the right way up. And then here is our delicious, long-lasting candy. I don't think so. Probably not true anymore. So this is an old set, obviously. And this is an original pack from the, days where they were making wax packs. Like, literally this pack was made out of wax. And then we'll have, a piece of gum in it that has been completely destroyed in there. So we're not going to try and chew that gum. Not even really wrapped. And then the cards themselves get real crusty, right? Because of that. And this is why finding, mint 10 classic vintage cards like this is really, really difficult. And that's just because the packs themselves degrade, they make the cards gross, and then the gum will also degrade and get all over the cards too. So get all over my mat as well. The Thing Within. Face of the Space Jockey. I remember everyone saw that Space Jockey and was just like, that is such a cool thing. When are they going to tell his story? And then they just never really did. I mean, in Prometheus, they sort of did, but also really didn't. And so it's kind of like, we need a movie about the Space Jockey. Or show? They could do a show about him. The refinery. Here is an ad. When they're this much fun, it's hard to buy just one. Dawn on the Devil World. Oh, and there's the actual alien there, the final stand. Oh God, oh no. It's true, you're gonna have a bad day. Whenever you got an alien around, you're probably gonna have a bad day. Search begins, and then our last one is At Death's Door. All right, well, that was a fun little rip there. I enjoyed it. I mean, we didn't pull anything completely insane or anything like that, but it was still a ton of fun. And I don't know, what do you think? One more? Yeah, I feel like we should do one more. Sorry, I know I said that was going to be the last, but I feel like we should do one more because I gotta try one more time just to see, can we make this birthday mojo work? Probably not, but we're gonna try. Let's do another pirate set. That'll be fun, right? Do I have any more pirates? I do. I just need to find them. There's one. Another pirates. Okay, this is going to be the box. Now this is going to have a 1-of-1 gold relic, maybe an autograph from Blackbeard. I don't know why that made me laugh. I I picture like the Super Breaks representatives like going out on a boat and they just like sail up to Blackbeard's ship and they're like knock on the side and they're like, "Hey, can you sign this card for us?" And he just kills them all. Like that's you can't actually get his signature. Not that way. That's silly. No one would do that. Okay, enough silliness. Let's open some cards here. So these are Pieces of the Past Pirates Edition, our second box for today. We're gonna see if we can do better than, I guess, Julius Caesar maybe was our top hit from before. So here's George Washington again, who totally was a pirate commander. That is verifiable. Here's an Ovalosity of Sir Henry Morgan. And then a pop art of Amboni, maybe? Mary Read. So Amboni is second in command. And then Sir Walter Raleigh. That's pretty cool, actually. So Sir Walter Raleigh is the guy who first landed on North Carolina. I think you. Oh gosh, I probably have that wrong. I lived in North Carolina for a little bit. I remember they taught about this guy a lot there. But yeah, there's Sir Walter Raleigh. And it is some handwriting, which is nice. But I don't think it's a signature. I mean, maybe they got it. I don't think so. If you go back far enough in time, everything is handwritten just because they didn't really have printing presses. And a lot of the, especially pirate type people, wouldn't have had access to them anyway. Franklin D. Roosevelt as a pirate? I really just don't. Are these like AI? I don't understand where this art came from. I'm confused. Is that George Washington again? You kind of got two different ones there. I don't understand the various treatments. And then we have Blackbeard and Mary Read. So there's a Mary Read relic. Cool. Well, I know you fit in this sleeve. I've put these sleeves on many times, this kind of card. Okay, you know what? I give up. We're going to use big sleeve again. I need to get more big sleeves. They had so many at Burbank Cards when I was there, but they were really expensive. Like these packs of 100 sleeves that I buy, I get them for like 30 cents. They were selling them for like $4. It was like kind of criminal, I thought. But I get that's sort of probably how they make their money, but or like one of the ways they make their money. This is Henry Avery. Samuel Adams, another. I don't know, there were so many pirates. I don't understand why they didn't use more actual pirates in these. Benjamin Franklin. But with like sunglasses? I guess he probably would have worn some at some point. And we have Theodore Roosevelt, but again with, help me understand this. He's got like modern sunglasses on. Those are just Ray-Bans. I think it's cool. I mean, it's cool. Theodore Roosevelt probably would have worn Ray-Bans and probably rocked them real hard, but what? Maybe no. I don't. I'm confused. Tripolic, help me out with the history on that. Would Theodore Roosevelt have worn Ray-Bans? Is that accurate? Is that historically accurate? Chin Chin? Another Roosevelt there. And that might actually be a one of one. It is. Okay. So that, sorry, throwing that to the side. But I was like, because this gold that they do, when they do gold like that, it does mean it is a one of one. So that is Sir Francis Drake, the one of one. Very, very cool. What is a pirate's one of one worth right now? Great question. I'll go try to answer it. I'll be right back. Well, the answer is somewhere between $50 and $100. Really depends on the card, I guess. But these are the base one of ones, so still a wonderful pull, but who knows if it's really worth that much. And then Richard Worley here with some more handwriting, but kind of the edge of the page. So no quad relics in that one. Some nice relics nonetheless. All right, and so I'm gonna actually stop now because if I keep opening cards, I'll never stop. But yeah, that's gonna be our video for today. It was a long video. Happy birthday to me. Hopefully you had a great day too. Hey, if it's your birthday too, happy birthday to you too. But otherwise, hopefully you saw something you enjoyed today. If you did, subscribe to the channel because we can get to our next subscriber goal, which is 2,500, and we'll run another giveaway. And I have a ton of stuff to give away, including like lots of Super Breaks products, of course, but tons of anime cards, like lots of My Little Pony cards. Still got the Little Prince cards in there. We've got DC series too. We've got some JoJo cards. Just a lot of awesome stuff. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. And yeah, hopefully you have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye, everybody.